Hello, calculus fans. Let's determine whether this sequence a sub n equals n factorial over n to the n converges. This notation, n factorial, means 1 times 2 times 3 all the way up to n. You're multiplying the first n numbers. It's called a factorial. Now, both the numerator and the denominator approach infinity as n approaches infinity, but we don't really have a function to use with L'Hopital's rule, because x factorial is not defined when x is not an integer. Let's just write out a few terms. So a1 is 1, a2 is 1 times 2 over 2 times 2. a3 is 1 times 2 times 3 over 3 times 3 times 3. A sub n is 1 times 2 times 3 all the way up to n divided by n times n times n, n times. Now here's the trick. I'm going to pull out one of the 1 over n's, and everything else is going to stay the same. So this is just a regrouping. Now if you look at the portion that's in the parentheses, it's always no bigger than 1, because the corresponding terms in the numerator are always no bigger than the ones in the denominator. So what that means is, since the whole thing here is no bigger than 1, that means a sub n actually has to be less than or equal to 1 over n. And of course, we know that everything is bigger than 0. Now, we've already talked about the limit of 1 over n. That has to be 0. So the squeeze theorem tells us that this sequence has a limit of 0. So this is an example of using the squeeze theorem to prove the convergence of a theorem. Later on, we'll actually have a different way of proving that this sequence converges to 0, but this is actually the most direct method. Okay, that's all for now.